Great stuff. Right. Okay. So hi there, everybody. I'm Medical Insurance Michael. Thank you for coming along to my presentation today. And I thought I'd put that on as a start of attempt. So that is this year's holiday. Thanks, Alison, for that, by the way. And that's the Blue Lagoon in Malta, that is. So that's an absolutely fantastic place to go and a great picture. Who is Medical Insurance Michael? So a bit of background about me. I started in IT, so back at uni, and started in Huddersfield Uni when I first did my IT, and then moved on into looking after nationwide companies. Became a manager and looked after a team of IT professionals, and when you're looking after a team of people, you end up probably looking after, you sort of look after them more than doing the technical side of IT. So did that for quite some time. But at one point I was down in Bath, I think it was, on a team building exercise. And there was a lady there from HR, and she said, you might not have won the team building exercise, but we were very well looked after by Michael. And that kind of stuck with me, that did. And I just thought, you know what, that's something that I like. I'm always sort of making sure that the client comes first. I'm always making sure that they're well looked after. I went networking about 6-7 years ago now. I'd be 7 now because it's 2023. And I was introduced to WPA, and I've not heard of WPA before. And yeah, it told me about it, and I found a little bit more information about it. And it was about private medical, it was about cash plans, it was about dental plans. At the time, I had a private dentist, so I thought, right, I'll go for that. Little did I know back then that I'd be where I am now. And one of the key things for me, and one of my whys, is ensuring that people get a diagnosis quickly. And that's an important why for me. And that's something, when I have a one-to-one with people, I'll let them know a bit more about that. Moving on to health insurance then. So why is health insurance important right now? So it's been reported 7.21 million are on NHS waiting list right now, with 2.9, so nearly 3 million, waiting over 18 months. I did this presentation back in November, and it was 6.1, and that was in November. So that's the difference in only a few months, really. People are considering private treatment. They're unable to take it, but then they're unable to take it due to the cost of it. So I talk to a lot of people where they've not had health insurance. They've said, I just want to know what it is. I just want to get seen. I want to get sorted. And they go, right, it's going to cost you that because it's private. 1 in 2 of us, and this is a UK stat, will be diagnosed with some form of cancer during our lifetime, and that's in the UK. So half this Zoom room today. Increase in dental and optical charges. So I've just put a note in there. So it said 45%. That was spring last year. 45% of dentists were private. That's gone over 50% now. And what seems to be happening is that people who are an NHS dentist, they just get a phone call or a letter, probably more likely a letter, to say that they're not NHS anymore, they're now private. They reckon that'll be around 75% by the end of 2023. So anybody who's got those big, bills from dental, they're a prime person for somebody to look at health insurance to get cover for that. Claims rated. So what you find with health insurance is that how they calculate the renewals. But there are alternatives to claims rated and a lot of high premiums, and that's why looking at somebody who could be not-for-profit, for example, WPA, who don't have any shareholders, they don't really do much advertising, and as a result of that, there's no real stress when it comes to claiming. It's a big difference. I'll touch on the renewals because this is a key point for a lot of people, whereby they get health insurance and they think, oh, I better not claim because it'll go up. Part of the reason for that is this ABC renewal pricing. So what seems to happen in health insurance is when you come to renewal, it's the premium will increase a little bit because of age. The premium will increase a little bit because of base rate, increase, which is, you know, like all the costs involved with providing the insurance. And then the premium will adjust as well because of claims and engagement. That's where you get the ABC. Now, the claims and engagement could be somebody claiming for, like I said, a little bit of dental, or it could be somebody claiming for a new knee at £16,000. When people claim, what seems to happen in traditional insurance is it affects, like, for example, a no claims bonus, you pay excess, then with a renewal, your premium is adjusted because of that. Very similar to like car insurance. What if there was a bit of a better way? What if it wasn't claims rated? And that's what it's called, claims rated or claims influenced in some cases. So what if you could have health insurance that's based on your age, yeah, because that's what's going to happen when you get a bit older. You're going to claim a bit more. And also base rate, because that's how it all fundamentally all fits together. So that's where you've got AB renewal pricing, where you don't have that claims rated and it's not affected when it comes to renewal. And that's where that brings me nicely into WPA. And that's what we do at WPA. So we provide the kind of access, the sort of healthcare that you'd want for yourselves and your own families. So we've got recommend a friend, so you can recommend anybody to myself in the UK, Ireland, £100 per referral from WPA. Employees are part of groups. If they do refer somebody to me, then the £100 referral goes to them, not the company. And that's quite important as well. So if you've got any corporate clients that you want me to look after. Help with dental and optical costs, absolutely paramount right now with the cost of living. And worried about NHS waiting lists, access to GP. The remote GP access is absolutely fantastic. And that is, once you've gone down that remote GP, that is the start of your treatment pathway. So you can book that in a time that suits yourself, phone or video, male or female. And when you're on those calls to the remote GP, there is no time limit. So sometimes I remember like having to book a GP at 2:30 in the afternoon. I'd have to leave work. You'd have to tell them I'd have to leave. You know, no way you're going to come back. Whilst you're there, it's always quite rushed. There isn't any of that. And then underneath there, put some of the recent ones that we've got. In fact, I think we've got one more, the WPA as well. So that just shows our commitment and the long-standing innovation that we do at WPA. I've just put some numbers there together for examples of the investment, and how I've put that together is looking at a plan that we can provide for individuals and families. That's with the partner goes free. So you can see there the difference in ages, perhaps couples and families, and the rough figure of what it would be per month. And then underneath there is is what will be included. So you've got these are like the benefits underneath. So yeah, so that's me. That's medical insurance, Michael. And you can ask people when's the best time to invest in yourself. And I'm happy to receive some questions. Thank you very much. Does that seem okay?
Question. Do you have an age limit?
It depends on the plan. So certain plans do have an age limit and certain ones do not. So it's a conversation to have with someone to see what would work with them. And that's where I come in. So that's where you can refer people to me. I can have a conversation with that individual, see what's right for them. And then we talk about what they're looking for, what they're looking to achieve, the needs and demands, and then we can put a plan in place from that point forward.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Michael, does the partner go free? Is that just for new customers?
Yeah, so the partner goes free for new customers, and that's with individuals as well. So it's individuals and families is the partner goes free. But we also have multi-family as well. So you could have multi-generation plan put in place, and they're really good. They're quite popular at the minute as well. So they're good. And then partner goes free applies. If you haven't got a partner, then it's 25% that's applied. So say if it was a self-employed, so you'd have So if it was a single person, self-employed, they could have 25% discount in the first year, and then they'd have self-employed discount applied as well, which is 20%.
Yeah.
Which is really good. Yeah. Any other question? That'll seem okay. Matt?
Yeah, just very quickly, do you think dental will go 100% private at some point?
It's the stats show it's going to go 75% this year, so it's only going to go. It can only increase. Yeah, it's looking that way. What they want, the reason they seem to be changing from NHS to private, from what I've read, is the customer care. Is they want to provide better customer care, and they want to do that more effectively for the customers that they have, and they're saying that that's not achievable when they're through the NHS system.
It's just how people are going to afford it, isn't it? It's like crazy money for people who can't afford it. It's massive money, dentists and vets.
Yeah, you're changing from a £23 visit, so a checkup and hygienist, to £80-90 for a checkup and hygienist. So that's the difference. Our WPA dental plan, like a Providental, that's how I started, and that was £250. You know what? I looked the other day. Somebody asked me the other day about a dental plan, and I looked, and it's the same as what so it was around about £15 a month when I joined, and it's still around about £15 a month. But yeah, £250 per year towards general dental. That includes like X-rays and things like that as well. But if you get on NHS and you get a similar Providental plan, the NHS part of it will cover you 100%, and that includes like upgrades for white fillings and things like that. So yeah,
Interesting. Cool.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Michael.
that's all right. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening.